On this episode, we're talking about surviving a blizzard in your car. Hey everyone, I'm Scott Hughes and this is episode 6 of the Pondering Prepper. And today we're talking about what you should do if you find yourself in your car in the middle of a blizzard. So consider a situation where you've been driving in the snow and ice, the weather's shifting into a blizzard, road visibility has dropped to pretty much zero, and you begin to wonder why you're on the road to begin with. Just thinking about how long you may be trying to get through the blinding snow can evoke panic in the vast majority of drivers. And instead of letting the panic take hold, this is the time to put your blizzard survival know-how and hopefully your emergency kit into action. Look, no matter how tempted you may be, do not leave your vehicle. The average person can only last about 3 hours in freezing temperatures. Therefore, you will need to make the best of what you have in your vehicle. Let's start with how to prepare your car for the winter snow and blizzard season. As with many other extreme survival situations, what you do beforehand is as important as what you do during the event itself. In this case, always keep your car well serviced. You want to maintain appropriate fluid levels, install new washer blades, install new wiper blades. They make some specific for heavier debris, snow, ice, whatever. Make sure the battery's in good condition and make sure the battery is in good condition but also able to withstand cold temperatures. Make sure your tires are properly inflated. Know the signs of inflation that occur in cold weather. And then you're going to know how to inflate the tires if necessary and then remove the excess air later on if needed. Make sure all your lights are working. Know how freezing temperatures and bad road conditions affect the mechanical elements of the vehicle function and how it handles on the road. Always keep the gas tank full or at least over the halfway mark. If you have to stop in the weather, this gas is all you're going to have for fuel. If you're driving in a blizzard and the weather turns into a whiteout, for those that don't know what a whiteout is, it's basically a situation where you can't see the horizon or any other reference point because of the snow. In this case, you will have to stop your car wherever it is because the roads are impossible to see. If you do not stop driving in the whiteout, there's a good chance of driving off the road or running into someone else's vehicle or a tree or whatever. Here are a few things you should do when you have stopped your vehicle in a blizzard. Immediately ensure that the exterior exhaust on the car is clear of snow, so you don't want to get carbon monoxide buildup inside your car. This can be done easily with a shovel or with your gloved hands. Stay in touching distance of the car to reduce the chance of getting hit by a passing vehicle that doesn't stop or getting further disoriented in the whiteout. Do not exit the vehicle again unless you have to remove more snow from around the exhaust pipe or help arrives. Turn off your engine. You can turn the engine back on once every 15 minutes or so and run it for a while to reheat the passenger compartment, then shut it off again. This is going to conserve your gas. You can always double check your tailpipe each time before you turn the engine back on, just to ensure it's clear. That way you're pretty confident that you don't get any carbon monoxide buildup inside your car. To help keep you warm in the car, you can try doing different resistance exercises or others that do not require much space to do. When doing these exercises, you must remember not to overstress yourself or cause yourself to sweat. You must ration all the food that you have in the car and any water you may have and make it last as long as possible. Even in the cold, you must be careful not to dehydrate. When you get your water bottle, take small sips of the water instead of drinking a whole bottle at a time. If you don't have water in the car, you're going to need to melt some snow to help you stay hydrated. Because bottom line, the more hydrated you are, the warmer your body will stay. You can melt you can melt the snow by using a candle. Hopefully you have a candle on hand, or a metal container. Put some in a metal container because you should have one in your emergency kit. And then hopefully there's plenty of snow. You can stay hydrated. Let's see. Eat a small snack every hour or so to keep your body heat up. In a blizzard kit, there should be foods with high calories. So you can simply just get some of those protein bars, the high-calorie protein bars. If you happen to be using a cell phone, which you should be, everybody is these days. If your cell phone is working, put a call out for help. Call the police, the sheriff's department, maybe somebody that you know in an area where they could get a hold of the police so that they can get help to you. Don't forget to give them your location if you know it. You also want to help conserve battery power on your cell phone. You can turn it off between calls. What else? Let's see. You can tie a bright colored piece of cloth on your vehicle antenna. As a sign so the rescuers can see you a little bit easier. If your car does not have an antenna, which some of the new ones don't, or have a really small one, then you'll have to tie a bright colored cloth to, the highest part of your vehicle. Usually when you close it in your door handle or something, or in your door, so that it can be seen from a distance. Turn off the radio and any other device that uses electricity, uses battery power. All your lights, including your hazards. This is going to help conserve energy. If you hear a plow or some other vehicle, turn the hazards on and flash your lights. Try to get their attention. Hey, I need help. Things that you should be aware of when stuck in a blizzard. Wind chill is the calculation of how cold it feels outside with the effects of temperature and wind speed are combined. A strong wind, when combined with a temperature just below freezing, can have the same effect on your body just as much as lower temperatures can. Frostbite is a severe reaction to cold exposure that can permanently damage its victim's skin. A loss of feeling and white or pale appearance in the fingers, toes, or nose are symptoms of frostbite. Then you got hypothermia. That's a condition brought on where the body temperature drops below 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Symptoms of hypothermia include uncontrollable shivering, slow speech, memory lapses, frequent stumbling, drowsiness, and exhaustion. If you suspect frostbite or hypothermia is present, begin warming the person, yourself, very slowly. With your own body heat to help arms and legs, as they should be warmed last, because stimulation of the limbs can drive cold blood to the heart and could lead to heart failure. Put the person in dry clothing, wrap their entire body in a blanket, and when warming hands and feet, start with water that feels cold to the person. If the water feels warm or hot, it can cause blood to expand too fast, which will result in ruptured blood vessels. Recovering from frostbite must be done in slow stages of progressive warming. Otherwise, the person may lose the fingers or limbs to gangrene, sepsis, down in the deeper tissue. When treating a person for frostbite or hypothermia, never give this person anything with caffeine or alcohol. Caffeine is a stimulant and can cause the heart to beat faster and hasten the effects cold has on the body. Alcohol is a depressant and can slow the heart, and also it can increase the effects of cold body temperatures. Keeping warm is going to be a crucial part of your survival if you're stuck in a car during a blizzard. To keep warm in a blizzard, you'll need to use blankets, sleeping bags, layered clothing. All this by itself combined are going to help keep your body heat close to your body, keep your temp up. To help keep the cold out, you're going to want to insulate the windows and windshields of the vehicle. Use an old newspaper, paper bag, anything else that you can use to insulate it without taking away from your layers. If you have extra sleeping bag, if you have extra blankets, you can use those. If you can, block off all unused space that have heat vents. This can be done by using the blankets or sleeping bags to keep your living space smaller and easier to keep heated. We talked about this in our house video as well. Your primary reason to do this is to keep the heat in and the cold out. So try to close out all heat vents and areas you aren't going to be using. There's no sense in heating the back seat if you're not in the back seat. After you have insulated the inside of your vehicle, it's time to sit close together with anybody else in the vehicle. If there's anybody, wrap yourself and the others up in blankets, sleeping bags, or other clothing you have laying around to keep warm by sharing each other's heat. See, when people huddle together in a small area, that can actually increase the amount of heat in that area. Now, let's talk about what to do when the storm's over. If you are on a highway with other motorists, it is to your advantage to stay as a group and not wander off alone. If you can get a fire started, now is the time to do it. This will give you heat and a signal for the rescuers to find and follow to get to you faster. If you do decide to walk away, leave a note indicating which direction you are headed, the amount of supplies you have, and the approximate time it will take you to get to your destination. When the rescuers show up and the roads are cleared, then it is time to drive out of the area. Hopefully, there's snowplows. You can get behind the snowplow, just drift right behind them because the roads are sure to be clear. Wrapping things up, being stuck and stranded in a blizzard can be a life-threatening experience. In the wintertime, you must carry a blizzard kit in your vehicle just in case you find yourself stranded in a blizzard. This kit must have the basics to keep you alive for 24 to 48 hours. Follow the tips we just discussed so that you can create a comprehensive blizzard survival plan and always keep up on what new technologies or resources may be available for managing these types of situations. There's stuff that comes out all the time. It's going to better your chances of survival in different situations. Okay, that's it for this episode of the Pondering Prepper. And until next time, stay always ready, my friends. Take care.